Trauma bonding is a powerful and destructive dynamic that keeps people tied to toxic or abusive relationships, even when they know they should leave. It is a cycle of intense emotional connection, followed by betrayal, leaving the victim feeling trapped and confused. In today's video, we're going to explore what trauma bonding is, why it's so powerful, and most importantly, how you could break free from this cycle and start your journey towards healing. So what is trauma bonding? Well, it occurs when a person forms a strong emotional attachment to their abuser, often as a result of intermittent reinforcement. And this means that the abuser alternates between kindness and cruelty, creating a cycle of reward and punishment that is psychologically and emotionally addictive. In the early stages of a relationship, the abuser may shower the victim with affection, attention, and love, creating the strong bond. However, over time, they will introduce periods of abuse, manipulation, and neglect. The victim, desperate to return to the good times, clings to the relationship, hoping to win back the abuser's affection. And this cycle creates this powerful bond that can be incredibly difficult to break. Step number 1, recognize the signs of trauma bonding. This is the first step in breaking free. It is to recognize the signs that you are in a trauma bonded relationship. And these signs include intense attachment, despite the abuse. You feel a strong connection to the person, even though they hurt you repeatedly. Confusion and self-blame. You constantly question whether the abuse is your fault or if you are overreacting. You crave their approval. You find yourself doing anything to win their approval and avoid their disapproval, even at the cost of your own well-being. Justifying or minimizing their behavior, you will make excuses for their actions or convince yourself that things aren't really that bad. Feeling trapped is another one. You believe that you cannot leave the relationship, either because you feel you need them or because you fear what will happen if you do. So recognizing these signs is crucial because it allows you to see the relationship for what it truly is. It is a cycle of abuse and manipulation that is keeping you trapped. Step number 2, understand the cycle of abuse. To break free from trauma bonding, it's really important to understand this cycle of abuse that keeps it going. And the cycle typically follows these stages. Tension building. The abuser begins to show signs of anger, tension, or dissatisfaction. You might feel like you're walking on eggshells, trying to avoid triggering their anger. There'll be an incident of abuse. The tension culminates in an episode of abuse, and this could be physical, emotional, or verbal. Then there'll be reconciliation after the abuse. The abuser may well apologize, make excuses, or show affection, creating a sense of relief and hope in the victim. Then there's a period of calm, where the relationship will seem to return to normal, but the cycle will soon begin again. And understanding this cycle helps you to see that the relationship is not truly improving, but rather it is repeating the same patterns over and over again. The moments of kindness and affection are not signs that things are getting better. They are part of the manipulation that keeps you hooked. Step number 3, rebuild your sense of self. One of the most damaging effects of trauma bonding is the erosion of your sense of self. Over time, the constant manipulation and the abuse will make you lose sight of who you are, what you value, and what you deserve. So rebuilding your sense of self is a crucial step in breaking free from the bond. Start by reconnecting with the things that make you feel yourself. This could be hobbies, interests, activities that you enjoyed before the relationship. Spend time with supportive friends and family who remind you of your worth. Consider journaling or therapy as ways to explore your thoughts and your feelings and begin to rediscover your identity outside of the toxic relationship. Remember, you are more than this relationship and you do deserve to be treated with kindness, respect, and love. Step number 4, set boundaries and stick to them. Setting boundaries is essential in breaking free from trauma bonding. These boundaries are about protecting your emotional and your physical well-being, and they send a clear message that you will no longer tolerate abusive behavior. Your boundaries may include limiting or cutting off contact with the abuser, refusing to engage in arguments or manipulation, or seeking support from trusted friends or a therapist. And it's important to stick to your boundaries, even when it's difficult, because the abuser may well try to test your limits, but holding firm is key in order to break the cycle. And if you find it hard to enforce these boundaries, remind yourself of the reasons you set them in the first place. So you take a step towards regaining control of your life. That's the point of them. Step 5, seek professional help, because breaking free from trauma bonding is not something you have to do alone. In fact, it's quite difficult to do alone. So seeking professional help, such as a therapist, who can provide you with the tools and support you'll need to break the cycle and heal from the trauma. And a therapist can help you understand the dynamics of the relationship, work through your feelings of guilt and shame, because those will be in there somewhere. That comes from manipulation. And then they will help you develop strategies for rebuilding your life, as well as providing a safe space where you can explore your experiences without judgment and where you can begin to heal from the emotional wounds of the relationship. And if therapy is not an option, consider joining a support group, finding online communities where you can connect with others who have experienced similar situations. Hearing from others who have broken free can provide hope and inspiration as you navigate your own journey. Step number 6, focus on your healing and your growth. Breaking free from trauma bonding is not just about leaving the relationship. It's about healing and growing from the experience. This process takes time, and it's important to be patient with yourself as you work through the emotional aftermath. Focus on your self-care, self-compassion, self-love. Surround yourself with positive influences. Engage in activities that bring you joy, and continue to work on rebuilding your sense of self-worth. As you heal, you will begin to see the relationship more clearly for what it was. That's going to bring its own difficulties as you do that, but it's going to bring you more clarity and help you move forward and move past and transcend. And you will gain the strength to do this and move into a healthier, happier future. So just to give it a quick overview, trauma bonding is a powerful and destructive force, but it's not something you have to live with forever. By recognizing the signs, understanding the cycle of abuse, rebuilding your sense of self, setting your boundaries, seeking professional help, and focusing on your healing, you can and will break free from this toxic dynamic and start your journey towards a life filled with love, respect, and peace. I hope you enjoyed the video. It is quite a brief overview of trauma bonding. If you did like it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe bell. Feel free to share and comment below with your experiences, your insights, any questions you may have. And as always, until I see you next time, please take very good care of yourselves. Adios.